The 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin is part of a short and interesting time in United States coin history. This coin was made when the U.S. government tried to create a small dollar coin that people could use every day. Before this, dollar coins were large and heavy, like the Eisenhower dollar. Many people did not like carrying those big coins, so the mint decided to make a smaller one. In 1979, the Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced, and it stayed in production for only a few years. The 1980 version comes from the San Francisco Mint and is one of the coins collectors often talk about, especially when discussing rare or high-quality examples. Susan B. Anthony was a very important person in American history. She fought for women's rights, especially the right for women to vote. Putting her on a U.S. coin was a big step, because she was the first real woman shown on a circulating American coin. The front of the coin shows her portrait, while the back shows an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch. This moon design came from the earlier Eisenhower dollar and represents peace and American space achievement. The coin is made from a copper-nickel mix, not silver, and it has a smooth edge instead of ridges. In 1980, the Susan B. Anthony dollar was made at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from San Francisco have a small S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint made 2 types of coins that year. One type was regular business strike coins, which were meant for everyday use. The other type was proof coins, which were made specially for collectors. Proof coins have very shiny surfaces and sharp details because they are struck in a special way. The 1980 coin can be either a business strike or a proof, and this difference is very important when talking about value. Most 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollars are not rare. Millions were made, and many were never used in stores or vending machines. People often confuse them with quarters because they were close in size and color. Because of this, the coin was not popular, and many were saved in banks or government storage instead of being spent. As a result, today it is easy to find 1980 coins in good condition. A normal circulated coin is usually worth only $1, which is its face value. Even many uncirculated coins are only worth a few dollars. The value changes when condition is very high. Coin collectors care a lot about condition, also called grade. A coin with no wear, bright shine, and very few marks can be graded very high by professional grading services. For the 1980 business strike Susan B. Anthony dollar, coins in top condition are hard to find. While many coins exist, very few survived without scratches or marks from handling. Coins graded MS-67 are rare, and coins graded MS-68 are extremely rare. These high-grade coins can sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more, because collectors compete for the best examples. Proof coins from 1980 are more common than high-grade business strikes, but they are still popular. A normal 1980 proof dollar is usually worth more than face value, often around a few dollars to maybe $20 depending on condition and demand. However, some proof coins have special varieties. One example is a repunched mint mark, where the mint mark was stamped more than once and looks doubled. These varieties are harder to find and can be worth much more than regular proof coins. Collectors enjoy searching for these small differences because they make the coin more special. Ultra-rare 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollars are usually rare because of errors or extremely high grade, not because of low mintage. Errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process. For example, a coin might be struck on the wrong metal blank, called a wrong planchet. If a Susan B. Anthony dollar was struck on a smaller planchet meant for another coin, it would look unusual and be very valuable. These types of errors are rare, and when they are real and confirmed, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Most people will never find one, but they do exist. Another reason collectors like the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar is its place in history. The Susan B. Anthony series did not last long. After 1981, production stopped for circulation because people did not like the coin. It was brought back briefly in 1999 to meet demand for dollar coins, but by then it was clear that the design had problems. This short lifespan makes the series interesting to collectors, even though most coins are common. The 1980 S coin sits in the middle of this short history and represents the time when the mint was still trying to make the coin work. For someone who finds a 1980 S Susan B. Anthony dollar today, it is important to look closely before assuming it is very valuable. Check the mint mark, the shine, and any strange features. Most coins will be normal and worth only a little more than $1. Cleaning the coin is not a good idea, because cleaning can lower its value. If a coin looks perfect or has an unusual error, it may be worth showing to a professional coin dealer or sending to a grading service for evaluation. In the end, the 1980 S Susan B. Anthony dollar is not usually an expensive coin, but it is still an important and interesting one. It tells a story about American history, women's rights, and the challenges of changing everyday money. Ultra-rare examples exist, mainly because of errors or top condition, and these are the coins that bring high prices. For most people, the real value of the coin is in its history and meaning, not just its price.